Hey, I'm Victor Lucas. This is Johnny Millennium. You are watching Film Fury, and Johnny and I saw a billion movies in 2017.
Actually, I added it up. I think it's 75 movies in the theater this
Not
year.
healthy, John. And so we are going to...
How did that happen?
I don't know. We are going to tally up our best movies of the year, and I also want to talk about some of the crap duds that we saw as
That's
well.
an easy one.
All
I already
right.
got one to come to mind right away.
All right, well, let's start. I think what we're going to try to do is narrow this down to five each.
Yeah.
So what's your number 5?
Number 5 is one that we went in for a press screening one morning, and little did we know that one of the actresses was in the movie.
Ah, yes.
And we sat there, and I was
Karen Conoval.
Yes, I was absolutely mesmerized by this film, War for the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, incredible.
Blew me away. The emotion of it, the cinematography, the acting performances of apes that are not real, that are real to me.
The effects, you just cannot believe
Can't
that
believe
this
this
is
movie.
possible.
No.
Right?
No.
You will never disbelieve something happening on screen. It's like so
Yeah.
perfect. It's
And-
ridiculous.
And I growing up, you know, in the 70s and 80s, I watched the old Planet of the Apes movies, and I enjoyed those movies for what they were.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, the new Planet of the Apes started, and I was like, this is good. But this movie elevated it to an emotional level. I was like, I cannot believe what they did with this movie. Like, is it in your top 5? Like,
It's not, and I'm
Oh,
choosing
wow.
The Last Jedi. It was number 6 for me, but I'm choosing The Last Jedi as my number 5.
Okay.
And it's not because I liked it more than War for the Planet of the Apes. I gave that a better score, and I think it's a better movie. But what I love about The Last Jedi and almost all the Star Wars movies is that they keep you thinking and talking, and you're invested. And yet part of it is the absolutely manufactured hype of it and the franchise ability
history
of it and
of
the
it,
history.
yes.
For sure, and all the mechanics, but also a big chunk of it is Rian Johnson's fearless choices and decisions, and I don't agree with them all, but I certainly appreciate this is a strong filmmaker with some great ideas.
he's a very artistic filmmaker,
Yeah.
and he took some serious risks,
Yep.
and it's pissed a lot of people off, and it's made a lot of people happy.
But it's
one of those divisive movies of the year.
And I will never forget
I will
this
never
as a
forget it.
never forget the movie, and I will never forget that this is a 2017 movie, and it's maybe not one of my favorite, but it's close, and it's also one of the most important movies of the year. So that's why it's
Yeah.
number 5 for me. So what about number 4 for you?
This is another interesting one as well. A movie, you said, hey, we're going to go see this movie this morning. And Vic has a schedule sometimes of these movies. And I watch into movies in this year's 75. I think, 25% of those, I had no idea what they were. And I sit down and I'm like, what is this going to be
I
about?
never remember the titles for half of these things
You
either.
can't
Yeah.
until after you've seen them, and
Yeah.
then they become real impacts. I will never forget going in that morning. I think it was a Wednesday morning. We sat down in the theater, and Wind River started.
Awesome.
And I couldn't believe the tears in my eyes. I couldn't
Yeah.
believe the journey we went on. And it takes place in the middle of nowhere, and this murder's happened, and everybody's a culprit, and we're trying to get to the bottom of it. And when you get to the impact at the end, you're like, oh my God. And I don't want to ruin it for anybody. You got to see this movie.
Yeah.
I actually have told friends and family, you have to see Wind River.
It's
And
so
that's-
tense.
It's
and
so intense.
This is Taylor Sheridan, who wrote Sicario, and he wrote Hell or High Water. This is his first movie that he wrote and directed. And Jeremy Renner's excellent. Elizabeth Olsen's excellent. Gil Birmingham is excellent.
Oh.
And John Bernthal's got a great piece in here. It's an incredible movie.
It's so much nice, and all we're just going to say is just go watch it. I
Yeah.
think you'll like it. So
Yeah.
that brings me to your number 4.
Number 4 for me is Wonder Woman. This is Patty Jenkins directing a female-led superhero movie that became a sensation. It's the biggest grossing, I think, maybe Justice League has taken over by now, but the biggest grossing DC Comics extended universe film. And, there wasn't tons and tons of hype leading up to its launch.
In fact, everybody was doubting it, saying, it's not going to be good. It's not gonna
Especially
be
after
great.
last year with Batman vs. Superman and Suicide Squad disappointing us. We didn't expect much from Wonder Woman, but goddamn, if it's not a great movie, you can divorce yourself from all of the other stuff that's happening in the superhero world. Part of it, I think, its success is absolutely because of Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. She's amazing, but also the period setting it in World War I. We don't get that very often.
No.
So it's fascinating, and Themyscira, the island, the paradise that Wonder Woman's raised on is so fascinating.
It is. I would have liked to spend even more time there.
Yeah.
And Vic said, "Hey, we're going to see Wonder Woman," and this is me. Oh Christ! I don't want to see this movie. This is going to suck. This is going to be crappy. And I was completely pleasantly surprised.
It was-
I think I even gave it an 8.59. I really enjoyed the movie quite a lot more than I thought.
It's an amazing movie, and it proves that we can have females lead these superhero flicks, and just really funny and beautiful effects.
It was just a good movie in general.
Just
It
a
was.
good film,
It was
yeah.
fun. It had its action. The end fight sequence is a little corny.
Yeah.
You know, we'll look at that.
Superhero movies seem to have to always do that, right? They get
course.
to the big battle, and
You
all
fight the
they have a
minions, and then you
sameness.
fight the CG
Yeah.
bad guy, and
Yeah.
that's the end of it. So
They're like video games.
yeah, absolutely.
All right, so what's your number 3?
This is crazy. I would almost put this as my top movie of the year.
Yeah.
And the world will think I'm absolutely insane.
Is it Valerian?
It is Valerian.
That's
I knew
awesome.
everybody in the universe hated this movie. They hated Dane DeHaan.
I love this
they
movie,
hated
too.
Cara Delevingne.
I just bought the 4K Blu-ray.
Oh yeah,
book.
I've already watched it at home a couple of times.
Yeah. It's insane.
It's a brilliantly incredible film by Luc Besson,
Yeah.
based on the graphic novel series from the late '60s
Yep.
that did influence Star Wars. And I want to say this for anybody who's like, "Oh my God, you picked Valerian." Everybody complains about the acting and how terrible it is and how these characters act. No, listen. I went and read the old graphic novels. I bought nearly all of them.
Wow,
And
really?
Yes.
Okay.
And they are archetypes to the comic book exactly. They're
Yeah.
always arguing. They're never quite getting along.
Well, it
but they
shocked me
love each
because
other.
I was worried about these two performers. It's Cara Delevingne and
Dane DeHaan.
and Dane DeHaan. Yeah, and they look like they're children and they're not really ready to take over the. But they're good. They're actually.
Everybody thought that. Everybody hated, their acting, and I loved
think,
it.
I think they're pretty good, but I think the real star though is the world, the universe.
That's
that
when I
Luc
fell in
Besson.
love with- yes.
That opening sequence is one of the best opening sequences of 2017.
Oh, absolutely.
Where everybody's coming in and shaking hands.
and
all
as
the aliens.
years are passing, do you know what-
Incredible.
do you know
With
what's
David
funny?
Bowie music playing?
And
Yeah.
like Major Tom.
Yeah.
I've been driving down the road,
Yeah.
and that song will come on, and I start getting emotional
Yeah.
thinking about that scene. It just shows how far mankind went into the future.
Yeah.
I just loved everything about it. I love the art direction. I love the story.
You
and
know-
I know the Pearl people are a little bit weird, but I really
there
enjoyed
is
that.
weirdness, but there's also this authentic, sort of
European
commitment,
heavy metal style comic book feel to
which
it.
I like, and I almost wish that Canto Bite had taken a little bite out of the stylings of Valerian. You
Yes.
know, I feel like there's lessons to be learned with the way, like you can look at it in The Fifth Element too. Luc Besson knows how to create these grounded, weird worlds that you just want to explore. You know.
The sad thing is the movie bombed.
Yeah.
We'll never see another Valerian, and he was going to do a whole bunch more. I'm heartbroken.
Yeah.
I'm heartbroken. that we
Somebody-
get all these superhero movies.
Somebody
and
could
we get a
pick up the
smart
baton later. I don't think he will, but
No, it's finished. It's done forever.
No, I don't think
His
so.
company nearly went bankrupt. It's
Yeah, but
over.
someone else will pick it up.
I'm
There's ripe material there.
have all these- we have
we
some
can't
s-
just have Star Wars movies.
Well, that's the thing, and I don't just want superhero movies and Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
I want Valerian movies. I want
Yeah.
intelligent European science fiction movies.
Yeah.
And that's why I support this movie, number 3. And do you know what? I was going to put it at number 1 just to be an asshole because I feel it should be there. I love it. I love the movie.
It's a
I
great
bought-
movie.
I bought the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I bought the art books. I bought the graphic novels. I lived in that world.
I love that you love it, and
So much.
and I really do appreciate it too. I think it's great as well. My number 3 is another superhero movie, but it's a very different one. This is Logan. This is the James Mangold.
good choice.
Oh my God, this is heart-wrenching stuff. This is Hugh Jackman's swan song as this character, and I freaking adore Hugh Jackman. I think he's an amazing
really good.
performer, and he's so good as this character. We're gonna miss him. Maybe this Fox Disney deal means that he does come back, but what a send-off with this movie. It's just so powerful and riveting and violent and harrowing. And
Yes.
I also loved X-23, Daphne Keane. She's perfectly cast and just fascinating to watch.
She
And
cuts the hell out of some people.
yeah, but you feel the emotional truth of her wanting to get into that position. Like, it's not just like she can handle the action well. You actually care about this person and the horror show that she's been through, and you see why she is so competent and powerful.
I remember when we came out of the movie, you loved it, and I enjoyed it as a superhero movie, but
Yeah.
I didn't love it.
Yeah.
I thought it was good, but it didn't reach super heights for
Oh,
me.
I think this is like the Terminator 2 of
Whoa.
superhero movies.
Holy
it's a
shit.
dark, beautiful piece of art. It's also Patrick Stewart's incredible as Charles Xavier in this.
It's a very sad movie too.
It's
a very sad
heartbreaking,
movie.
man, and the action beats are fantastic. Even the sequence when they're out on the highway and they've got all these autonomous trucks that are driving that won't stop for them, and the danger of that, and they're getting the horses off of the thing, and the family that gets ripped apart, right after that sequence. Amazing movie, amazing, and one of my cherished 4K Blu-ray pickups this year.
So number 2 for me is not a hard choice for me.
Yeah.
I know you put it at number 5 for me as number 2.
Yeah.
That is The Last Jedi.
Okay.
I saw this movie last night and I just fell in love with it. I cannot wait to see it again. It has a few things that are not perfect in the movie.
Yep.
I for sure there's some pacing issues. Kanto bites is a missed opportunity. Some things happen. And there's no spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
I won't ruin it. But I just loved Luke. I loved Rey. I loved all that kinds of stuff. I loved where we went with the characters. It really was an extension of The Force Awakens for sure.
All right, my number 2 is going to be The Shape of Water. This is Guillermo del Toro's recent best movie, in my opinion. I think that this is the best work that he's done. It's set in the 60s, I believe.
Yeah, the late 60s.
Yeah, and we've got a monster, because Guillermo del Toro doesn't deal with any movies without monsters, it feels like. But the monster tugs at your heartstrings, and a woman that falls in love with this monster.
And fucks a fish, pretty much.
Yeah, and has sexual relations. I did have sexual relations with this fish. There are weird moments like that for sure, but goddamn, everybody is so intense and perfect in this movie.
This is not Howard the Duck.
No, this is not. And Michael Shannon is incredible as a villain in this. He's so powerful.
Oh my God, he's terrifying.
Yes.
There's a scene with his fingers. I'm not going to ruin. I've been haunted by that for weeks. It's still in my mind.
In sort of antithesis to that is the really subtle and wonderful work by Richard Jenkins in this movie.
That's really nice.
Yeah, really, like. You would never see this in a kind of a horror type movie, or a
bit of heart.
And handled with this kind of gentleness, and just he's wonderful in this movie. And Sally Hawkins as our lead, God, she's so good, and she
sells.
She bears everything, not just physically, but just emotionally. And
in the bathtub. Before work.
I loved it though, like it's such a brave movie. Like the studio that said, yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to pay for this. Guillermo saying, okay, I'm gonna build this crazy dream and this vision into something. I know it came in under budget, and I know it's his most accomplished work. It's an incredible piece of filmmaking.
It really is, and I agree with you, but I have a terrible feeling the movie's gonna bomb. It's not gonna be for everybody, and that's a crying shame.
I think
like
it's
Valerian.
getting seen, man. I think people are fine. I think part of the reason why it's successful is that it was like $20 million, which is like the catering budget for The Last Jedi or something. It didn't cost them that much to make, but it feels very expensive. It feels very much like we're taking a trip into the past and also into this weird, this monster movie kind of.
Because it's a very simple movie. It's about a woman who falls in love with a fish.
And it's shot beautifully.
Yeah.
It's so gorgeous.
It's such a simple story, and it is shot so beautifully. But he pulls it off. There's a lot more going on in this simple love story than meets the eye, and that's the selling feature. It's not that love story.
Yeah.
It's everything around it and built up within it. It's an incredible piece of filmmaking.
Absolutely.
For sure.
So Baywatch is your number 1?
Baywatch, Cockwatch. Was that? That was like one of the first ones we did in Film Theory. I remember just going, "There's too much cock in this movie. What's going on?" And you watch the movie, you know what I'm talking about. I'm still shocked by that. My number one.
I just brought back a Vietnam flashback.
Yeah, it kind of felt like that a little bit. Jesus Christ.
All right, so
to be absolutely honest, I kind of enjoyed watching that movie. It's so stupid.
It was really
so dumb.
Truthfully, it was stupid.
Best movie of the year. So that should be a turkey of the year for sure. My favorite movie of the year, and I have a funny feeling it's yours as well.
Yeah.
Blade Runner.
Yeah.
2049.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Was unbelievable.
Yeah.
What a punch to the stomach of
God.
emotions this was.
Yeah, and also, cerebrally, it takes you on a trip. You're just like trying to comprehend how it all sort of snaps together, and it really just was a powerful piece of storytelling, and you just believed in the characters and this awful, hopefully we never get into a future situation like this.
Yeah.
It's only, 30 years from now this movie is supposed to be set.
You'll enjoy eating your grown grubs.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Where people are freaked out that there's a living tree, it's an incredible, but I think you can easily look at these visuals and go, holy shit, that looks incredible. But what sells it, is Ryan Gosling is terrific as a new Blade Runner, and Harrison
Detective
Ford,
K,
and Harrison Ford back as Rick Deckard, and you think it's a little you know, like it's going to be some kind of stunt. You know, they're pulling the band back together. But goddamn, there's
They've taken
like
a different new
sorrow
direction.
and it's a totally different direction, and it's wonderfully performed. And I also love Robin Wright in this thing as well. She's amazing. And
Jared Leto's in it.
Jared Leto is a
He's okay, yeah.
nefarious
Yeah.
and creepy. And I was also surprised by Dave Bautista. He's fantastic in
Small
this.
role, but memorable.
Absolutely.
Yes.
He's what an awesome actor he's turning
Now,
out to
the
be.
funny thing is a lot of people were upset about the movie. A lot of
Yeah.
people didn't like it. Most people did, I found, who enjoyed it. They were comparing it to the old one, and you can't.
No.
These are two separate movies. The original Blade Runner, nothing's better than that. Obviously, Blade Runner 2049 is not better than the original Blade Runner for me, but it's different, and it tells a different story.
The fact that it can stand on its own
That's right.
is just like a remarkable genius achievement, and Denis Villeneuve made a masterpiece.
Yes,
You know?
and he actually said, the reason why I wanted to do this because I didn't want to see anybody else fuck it up.
Oh, really?
And yeah, that's exactly what he said.
Wow.
And he didn't fuck it up.
Yeah.
That's what was amazing. And this movie, like the original, it completely bombed.
Yes, it did.
And even though
Well,
if you look at the worldwide money, it actually made all of its money back, but I don't think it made any money.
Yeah, because they have to make
The advertisement
profits.
budget
Yeah.
and all that stuff behind the
And I
scenes.
know why. I mean, it's the 3-hour running time. You know,
long
like I
movie.
wanted to get back to the theater to see it, but it's like you got to commit half a day to go out and see this movie. You know, and it's worth it. It's absolutely worth going to the theater for. I've ordered the Blu-ray. It's coming, the 4K in January.
Did you see it a couple times in the theater?
I only saw it the one.
I saw it twice.
Yeah.
And let me say, the second time was even better than the first. It didn't lose anything. I know The Last Jedi lost something
Yeah.
during the second
Yeah.
viewing. It doesn't for this. In fact, it hit me even more.
It's a divine piece of movie making. I
brilliant.
loved his AI companion as well. I thought all of those sequences were just
very
incredible.
emotional. Like all these characters that are not real,
Yeah.
were still real.
And you know, it's the emotion. It percolates through it, and it emanates through this movie because it is cold. It is like this,
Bleak.
bleak future that we don't ever want to get ourselves into. But underneath it it's like the life that tree that comes to life, and it's the only living thing that they can find. It's like the emotion pops through
It's popping through,
yeah,
yeah.
the darkness and the crust and all of this clean facade that they've created.
It's a fascinating world to delve into.
Yeah.
And I think what I liked about this movie is in the last one, we were just in the city of LA.
Yeah.
Now we're outside of that, which I
Yeah.
love.
Yeah.
We're all around the city.
Yeah.
And we're seeing different things, the dams and the water
Yeah.
and the outskirts of the city. I enjoyed the extension of the Blade Runner universe.
Just
brilliant.
You're fully taken on a trip, and when we get into those action sequences too, it's like so wonderfully choreographed and orchestrated and efficient,
Yeah.
not superfluous, not flashy, just perfectly in time. Like that's the thing about this movie. Everything fits the aesthetic in such an awesome way, and including the music and the loud sounds that are permeating through the thing. Shockingly incredible.
I actually think you're lying, and
Yeah.
I think Baywatch is your favorite movie of the year. He's absolutely lying.
You can't throw Baywatch back at
Oh,
me.
no,
That was a one joke thing.
No,
we can't do that twice.
Okay, you know what? I'm lying again. His favorite movie was The Mummy.
Oh,
with
my
Tom
God.
Cruise.
Oh.
He can't stop talking about them.
All right.
The 4K Blu-ray is on the way, folks. We're going over. Popcorn is going to be happening.
Oh, that
for
was
this.
a piece of shit.
That was
And
the ultimate piece of shit of
what
the
a,
year.
What a waste of, like, that killed the whole dark universe for
yeah.
Universal. That's
It didn't even start.
Nope, did not. That was supposed to be the beginning of something epic, terrible.
I'm so happy
bomb.
that it ended.
It's over, and Russell Crowe was embarrassing in that
Whoa.
movie. And the whole thing. I mean, Tom Cruise was Tom Cruising as much as he could, but
He's
they
trying to-
couldn't.
he could
They
keep this-
squandered it. Yeah, it was awful.
It was a Thanksgiving turkey served early.
I also thought that the Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No
That's
Tales.
lame.
Tell me the plot in that movie again.
It was about a bunch. I know, isn't it funny? It's about a bunch of ghosts and things. And no, there was. Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember any goddamn
Did you-
thing.
pots
I don't
and-
remember
hey,
anything
pots and
about
pans
that.
again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just don't even talk about that.
And Transformers last night.
Holy. Speaking of pots and pans, how perfect was that? Good segue. Transformers, the last night was like the last day of my life.
Can you remember anything in that movie?
Pots and pans.
I
being
remember
smashed together.
like Anthony Hopkins as a robot butler, and
Oh, yeah.
he's got a caustic sense of humor.
All I remember is it was the biggest piece of shit
was
I've
so
ever had
bad.
to. Hey, so the thing is we have the opportunity with Film Fury
Yeah.
to see some wonderful moments like Wind River.
Yeah.
And then you have some opportunities to see such trash
Yes.
like The Mummy.
Yeah.
And Baywatch.
Where so much money is just poured into this thing, trying to build this extended universe or this massive franchise, and you're like, well, that was just dog shit. Didn't anybody read the scripts? Did anybody
know.
like think about this? And yeah, there were some big examples of that.
This is our end of the year video.
But I think overall, you know, when I started to tally up,
I know.
because I went beyond my 5, there were some
There's a
really
lot-
good movies this
a lot
year.
of other great movies to
Guardians
talk
of the
about.
Galaxy,
That was great,
Spider-Man:
yes.
Homecoming, like John Wick Chapter 2.
I would have
that-
picked John Wick.
that-
Oh my God, John Wick should have been in my top 5 as well.
That was a great day
That'd
too.
be number 6, 7. Oh my God.
And Thor Ragnarok was really good as well.
That was really good as
A
well.
lot of good superhero stuff. Justice League kind of bummed us out a little bit, but it wasn't
And you know what?
terrible.
Everybody was upset
Yeah.
that we didn't like it. Well, it's too bad.
Yeah.
I didn't love the movie. That's
Yeah.
as simple as that.
It wasn't one of our turkeys though.
No, it
all
wasn't a
right?
turkey.
It was
It-
okay. It was
it-
pretty fun.
It was a bit of a steamed turkey for me. But
Okay.
anyways, but we've been in a journey all year watching
Yep.
all of these movies, and we've had a really good time. The
Yep.
ups and downs, the what the fuck moments. And
Yeah. You want to do it again?
We'll do it again. Yeah,
2018.
More turkeys and fantastic movies to come. We'll see how the year turns out. So.
Thanks for watching, everybody.